What's going on, y'all? What it is. So let's go ahead and slide on this topic. And of course, we're going to talk about Diddy because the raid that Homeland Security conducted a couple of days ago is still fresh on everybody's mind. I'm pretty sure it's definitely fresh on Diddy's mind. So let's go ahead and get into these updates. So former CEO of Motown Ethiopia has agreed to testify against Diddy. I'm gonna give you my thoughts on that after I play the clips and things of that nature. Also, Mark Curry joined News Nation to talk to Kumo about the situation dealing with Diddy and things like that. So this whole situation is crazy. I will say to y'all, just because you see certain pictures of Diddy and who was with Diddy and things of that nature, don't believe everything that you see. A lot of things have been put in position as a decoy to throw you off. That's what I'm gonna say here. Listen, I know that you guys believe TMZ, and of course they are almost all the time accurate in regards to their reporting, but just don't believe everything that you see, and don't allow yourself to be distracted with this Diddy news, because at the end of the day, there's a lot of things that's going on within this country that we need to pay attention to. So understand that Diddy, rightfully so, needs to be held accountable for the things that he has done to people and all the violations that he's committed over the years. But at the end of the day, understand that certain things are a distraction to cover up what's really going on. So pay attention to both, right? At the same speed, pay attention to both. Now also, Diddy's former lawyer decided to speak out about this situation, and he's flabbergasted at the speed that Homeland Security moved in to actually raid Diddy's home. So guys, I'm gonna go ahead and play you these clips, and then after these clips finish playing, I'm gonna come back and give you my 2 cents and then close the video.
Mark, where is your shockometer on this?
Well, I'll tell you, it's quite a flex. It is a shock. I've known Sean for a decade, or at least over a decade. I've represented him, and I will tell you, it's a shocking turn of events. I've heard a lot of speculation. It has to do with Cassie. It's got to do with Little Rod. I would venture to say, based on doing this for over 40 years, this is warp speed when it comes to the federal government. I mean, they are known for moving at a glacial pace, and, coming on the heels of the lawsuit and the settlement and Little Rod's filing and things like that. It's just, that's what stuns me, at least, is that it was done this quickly, if in fact that is what triggered the interest of law enforcement.
Hello everyone, I'm Dr. Ahmad Shakur. This is the latest update on Diddy. So his alleged mule has been arrested, and also Rodney Jones's lawsuit has been amended. Now he's added someone to the lawsuit, and someone else has a declaration in there, and they're supposedly willing to cooperate. Let's get into it. 25-year-old Brendan Paul was named in Jones's lawsuit as the alleged mule for Diddy. Now, he was arrested by Miami-Dade police yesterday at around 4:30 p.m. They were working in conjunction with Homeland Security agents, and they were at the Opa-locka airport, where Diddy was on a private jet separate from the rest of his party, and he was sitting there waiting for some of them to show up. Well, Brendan was arrested for having Coca-Cola and grass on his person. Okay, please pay attention. Diddy was supposedly waiting on the rest of his entourage, who had apparently been stopped and were being questioned by agents. Okay, they caught him right in the nick of time because he was about to be up out of here, leaving his sons to hold the bag. He had his entourage with him, but not his own children. Okay, but we shouldn't be surprised, because remember, Rodney Jones said in his lawsuit that when Diddy was threatening him, one of the things he said was that if it got in the way of him getting what he wanted, he would take out his own mother. And he said, so what do you think I'll do to you? So yeah, we shouldn't be surprised at all that he threw his own kids under the bus. Now, Jones also listed Cuba Gooding Jr. in the lawsuit as someone who had harassed him, and basically said that he groped him on a yacht and all of that, and he thought Diddy was trying to pass him off to him. Well, now he's officially named Cuba Gooding Jr. as a defendant in the case, accusing him of assaulting him. Okay, so please pay attention. Ethiopia Habtemariam, who is the former CEO of Motown and also a friend of Diddy's, who was also named in the lawsuit as a defendant, because Rodney Jones said that she was one of the people who was supposed to be, basically enabling Diddy in his nefariousness, and that she was supposed to be making sure there was no underage people at the parties, and that no one was having anything slipped in their drinks and all of that. But of course, she didn't do any of it. And in fact, she was also coming to Diddy's home, according to Jones, and she would disappear into the room with him for hours. Okay, the same thing he said about Lucian Grange. But nonetheless, now it looks like she's jumped ship. Because in the amended lawsuit that was done yesterday, it says Declaration of Ethiopia Habitamarium. She says, I have personal knowledge of the facts set forth hereto, which are known by me to be true and correct, and if called upon to testify as a witness, I could and would competently testify thereto. So clearly she's willing to snitch. Okay, yeah, this is all going real wrong real quick for Diddy. Also, I think that Diddy was trying to throw the agents off because he was clearly playing a game of cat and mouse and, trying to send them on a wild goose chase, because TMZ tracked his private jet to the Caribbean, to Antigua yesterday. Now, we know that it landed there and he wasn't on it. Of course, he was in Miami. But prior to that, Sunday and Monday, it was taken off from Sacramento Executive Airport Sunday evening around 5:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, and then landed at Palm Springs International Airport about an hour later. After that, it took off from Palm Springs, okay? And then it was about 30 minutes later, around 8 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, it was in the LA area, and around 9 p.m. or 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time Monday, the jet took off from Van Nuys Airport and landed at some point in Antigua. So why was this plane constantly on the go? Why was it moving around so much? Well, like I said, likely because Diddy was trying to throw them off his scent. Okay, please pay attention.
Several of you have been writing me, asking me about the legal ramifications surrounding Puffy, Sean P. Diddy, or whatever name you want to give him. Folks, I have had law enforcement into my homes throughout the years with search warrants, but there was never nothing of that magnitude. Now let me tell you about search warrants. So first of all, in order to get a search warrant, you better have some very good evidence of what you're looking for and the reason that you're looking for it, because you need a judge to sign. Now, I believe that in this case, because it was in Los Angeles and Miami, okay, and I'm not sure about New York, but you would have needed two judges to sign off on search warrants. One judge here in Los Angeles and a judge in Florida. These are very serious charges if they become charges. Now, currently they're not charges, okay? They're only allegations. Now, I can't say whether they're true or not true, because I was not there. But there's a lot of scuttlebutt going on social media platforms in reference to this. It's a big subject. It's on everybody's mind. So, as far as search warrants go, this is human trafficking. That's definitely going to get the attention of the feds. Now, this is Homeland Security, which handles human trafficking. As you all know, it's a very serious crime in today's world. I would only hope that maybe perhaps it is wrong. Okay, maybe there's nothing there. But, from having this kind of evidence to get that kind of a search warrant, then they are very strong in what they have. And I would predict that if they found any evidence at all at any of his homes and they took out a lot of stuff, there's going to be criminal charges coming. And why a young man with his life in front of him and done so well, very creative and artistic individual, how he messed up his life. It's really a shame. But folks, I wanted to give you that information. I hope it helps you a little bit, and thank you very much.
At this time, he has to figure out the same thing that he left everyone else having to figure out in life. He has to be able to have the strength to move on and find some kind of faith somewhere. He's in trouble.
Did you ever have an experience, Mark, where you saw that somebody was given males or females to have with that were given through the company?
No, there was a such thing as like a casting couch type of thing, but that's the same thing as in the movie industry, and that's just people who are willing to do certain things. But you know, it was never pressure, or any, you know, you had to do this in order to be a part of the movement. You know, if you can talk to someone crazy, you can do crazy things to a person. So you don't actually have to see people do crazy things to people. You can just listen to the way they talk to them. Does he do people any way he feels, and he doesn't have to answer to anyone or anything in life? Yes, he's that kind of person. And that's something that he had plenty of time to change in his life, but as a result, it's coming back on him.
All right, so you guys just heard all of that. Now, I want to say this. My position has changed on a lot of people that were affiliated with Diddy at some point in time. At one point in time, I was like, yeah, tell us everything that you know. Tell us your story. He didn't pay you. You know, I know you were done wrong and things of that nature. I'm on your side. But, you know, the more I think about it, I'm really not on anybody that was affiliated with Diddy that knew that all these things were going down and they didn't say anything at that particular time. But then they decided to speak only when they didn't get paid, when they didn't reap the benefits of their hard work. And yeah, they should have been paid. But at the end of the day, there were no standards. There was no accountability on your end to hold Diddy accountable for the stuff that he was doing the whole time. So at the end of the day, everybody that was affiliated with Diddy that's coming out with these stories now, I give you the side eye. And I like Mark Curry. Don't get me wrong. I rock with Gene Deal and things of that nature, but they let a lot of things slide through the cracks without holding Diddy accountable at that particular time. Now, Gene Deal held Diddy accountable at that time. He stood up to Diddy on some certain things that Diddy was doing back in the days. So I will give Gene Deal the benefit of the doubt, but most of these individuals that were affiliated with Diddy, they only started talking once they didn't get paid. Because when I look at the standards and the moral compass that I live by, there's no amount of money that someone can pay me to remain silent on some things that I've known that has affected people's lives in a negative manner, whether it be death, whether it be, you know, essaying individuals and things like that. No, I'm speaking up and I'm telling it. It is what it is. I don't care if I have to live in a trailer. It's nothing wrong with the trailer. I grew up in the trailer before. If I had to live in a trailer again, I would happily. But I'm not gonna let anybody bribe me with money, you know, so that I don't speak out and I can't tell my truth. No, I'm gonna tell the truth about the situation, and I'm gonna help somebody else so they won't have to go through the same situation that someone else went through. But yeah, as far as this girl Ethiopia, I don't even want to call her last name, or say her last name rather, because I'm going to mess it up. But me personally, I don't think that she should be given any type of immunity for her testimony against Diddy, because she was an enabler and an alleged handler. So I think that she should be getting the same treatment if Diddy is convicted as a Ghislaine Maxwell. I'm just keeping it real. Just because you come forth and talk about everything that you know in regards to Diddy and where all the bones are buried and things like that, you sat there and you let it happen. You didn't speak about it then. You didn't have anything to say. And it's just not her. It's everybody that knows anything about Diddy and all the treacherous things that he's done over the years. You should be held accountable. You should be held accountable because you allowed it to go on for years and years and years and years, and you never spoke up about it. And allegedly, this woman in Ethiopia was participating in these freak offs. So you were a part of the problem. So in my opinion, she shouldn't be able to get off. She shouldn't be given any immunity. Not at all. I'm glad I'm not the judge on that case. Now, in closing, I do want to say this. I understand that Diddy is guilty of a lot of things that he's been accused of, but I do think they're protecting someone at the top. And in my estimation, I don't think that Diddy should be the sole individual that goes down for the things that he's done and goes to jail and let's throw away the key. There's a multitude of people within the Hollywood realm that should go down with Diddy as well, and he's going to make sure of that. He's going to make sure of that because I told you guys, I keep preaching this, Diddy has a lot of information on these top prominent people, and this is why they're coming down on him so hard and so quickly, and this is why they're being so overly aggressive in their approach to try to pin him down and get him off of the streets. I mean, let's just keep it all the way above. But anyway, I'm gonna let this go right here. I want you guys to feel free to drop down in the comments and let me know what's your thoughts on everything that I discussed within this video. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. And oh, before I forget, I see you haters, you content creators, throwing your little subtle jabs and insults my way. I just got 2 words for you, buddy. F you.